I do care about Christmas, so the priorities might be a little bit different there. So I do. I think it's that. It's a question of what are you prioritize the most? What do you prioritize the most? And what are you prioritizing the most? What do you actually in reality prioritize? And right now in this moment, what are you prioritizing?
But there's two ways for there to be less pressure. You level up and become more effective, or you lighten the load by lowering your goals. So most likely, it's not going to be the second one. And you can't count on that. So when you say, well, once we achieve the goal, what do you mean? Your quarterly goal, your monthly goal?
Next Level Nation, welcome back to another episode of Next Level University, where we help you level up your life, your love, your health, and your wealth. Today, for episode number 1798, how do you know when it's time to switch seasons? You've heard us say this before, and other humans have said this because the words rhyme and they're easy to put together. Some seasons are for some reasons, or certain seasons are for certain reasons, or seasons are for reasons, whatever it is. I was having a conversation, shout out to Carl. I don't know if Carl still listens, but shout out to Carl. We were having a catch-up. Well, let's send some audios back and forth. We were having some catch-up with our mustard. And he said, hey, man, what's going on? How's business and all that? And I said, oh, it's crazy. It's busy. Just grinding out here. Just doing it. I much prefer the overwhelm of abundance to scarcity, so it's super aligned, but it's definitely a challenging time right now. And I think he asked, have you been doing any rhyming lately? I know you like to rhyme. And I said, nah, man, it's not the season for that. And Carl likes to ask really good questions.
He means rapping?
Yeah, what did I say?
Rhyming?
Rhyming, rapping, spitting, hot fire, whatever. It's all the same. It's all the same in the circles I roll in. You know what I mean?
For those of us who don't rap, that is not at all
spitting rhymes?
Correct.
Yeah. Well, that's, rapping. We're talking about rapping.
You've been rhyming lately?
No. Unfortunately, I haven't. My boss has really been riding me lately, you know? I haven't had time. I'm working OT. And
you ever seen Liar Liar? Yeah, we watched it.
Have you ever seen Liar Liar? You and I watched it together within the last 2 years.
You know the scene I'm talking about?
Let me ask you a question. Yes. Did you know that Jim Carrey was supposed to play Dr. Evil?
No.
But he was filming Liar Liar and turned it down.
Whoa.
I'm 99%. He was supposed to play someone in Austin Powers. I'm 99% sure it was Dr. Evil.
The
Dr.
Tractor Beam.
Evil. All right. I was having a conversation with this person. Are you going to be rhyming? Are you going to be dropping hot fire anytime soon? No, it's not the season for that. And he said, how do you know when it will be time for that season? Because I've found myself falling guilty of saying, right now is a business growth season and I'm going to grind my face off and that's all I'm going to do. And other things are going to be different priorities. How do you know? And I said, when we accomplish the goal of the season we're in. When we accomplish the goal of creating more abundance. When we accomplish the goal of growing the business to the degree we want. We'll know. We'll know when it's time. And also, it's always kind of that season now, too. It'll never go back to being less. It'll never go back to the old days of the season. It'll always be more than it used to be, but it might be a little bit less than it is right now.
We don't use the pun or the metaphor of next level as much as we should, considering this is Next Level University.
That's fair, yeah.
When I go on other podcasts, they always talk about next level. What does it mean to get to the next level? And you and I realize we don't use that metaphor almost at all.
Yeah, no, to a drastically, alarmingly low amount. For
sure. Way back in the Hyperconscious podcast days, Kevin used to say next level every other sentence.
Yeah.
It's an exaggeration, but you used to say, oh, he's next level. She's next level, whatever. Next level, next level. So that's where we got it. But anyways, so I think the world's biggest lie is that success makes life easier. I've talked about that countless times. For the new listeners, see other episodes, and I'm sure I'll talk about it forever. But anyways, the previous level, the previous season, comes with a certain run rate. My answer to that person's Carl's question. Carl?
Why'd you say it so strange? Carl.
I don't know. I think Carl is
It's a tough name, actually.
yeah. So Carl's question to you was, how will you know when it's time to rhyme, son?
Yes.
I think it's when the energetic space is available. Now, rather than some esoteric thing, what does that actually mean? When you have time, effort, and money available to where you're in enough abundance. Because, and this is the whole thing too, I've noticed a lot of my clients, there's a real correlation between what we talk about on this podcast and what my clients are focused on improving. It's been really cool to see. Like a lot of people that in my sphere, our sphere, that I'm coaching are working really hard to save money lately. They want to spend less money and they want to lower expenses and they want to get out of debt and they want to XYZ. And that's what you and I are focused on heavily in this season too. So the seasons are very much predicated on the actual seasons. Summer is way different than winter, at least in New England or anywhere where there's the actual seasons. But I also think there's a feel for that too. The holidays, it's August right now. Most people, not all people, but a lot of people are on vacation this week and last week. Have you noticed that?
Not real. I think energetically I feel it.
Yeah.
But not necessarily in terms of... Well, no, yeah. I would say that's fair, yeah. I would say that's accurate.
Okay. And on social media and all that. There's a lot of beaches. There's a lot of that kind of... And so there's these seasons. There's macro seasons, micro seasons. Macro seasons are, okay, the two low productivity quarters are summer and holidays. Months, really. So you've got kind of July 4th to mid-August is a little less productive overall, globally. And then you've got the holidays, which is right after, anywhere Halloween and on is pretty much Halloween, then Thanksgiving, then the holidays. So those are the 2 times of year that most people are spending a lot of quality time with family, they're traveling, they're doing a lot of that stuff. And I'm not making that wrong. What I am saying, though, is that we have personal seasons and then we have actual seasons. And each business and each industry has its own seasons, too. And so everyone out there listening or watching this, what season are you in? What are the implications of that season? What do you need to give up in this season in order to go to the next level? And then what do you need to maintain at that next level in order to get to the next level after that? It's almost like there's a shedding of old Kev. There's a shedding of old Alan. There's a shedding of the old season. And so for you, to answer the original question about the rapping, I think that when things get less pressure, not no pressure, it'll be never no pressure, but there's 2 ways for there to be less pressure. You level up and become more effective, or you lighten the load by lowering your goals. So most likely, it's not going to be the second one.
Yep.
And you can't count on that. So when you say, well, once we achieve the goal, what do you mean? Your quarterly goal, your monthly goal?
Yes, and the energetic goal. I think that's a good way to put it. I mean, there's a point where it crosses a threshold. My actual answer now in retrospect would be right now it's not optimal. I will start doing it when it's more optimal. That would be the answer. It's just it's not optimal right now. Just like I'm not tracking my workouts in terms of like reps and weights in a app or anything. Right now it doesn't matter. I'm cutting. It's not the end of the world. I'm cutting weight, focusing on strength. It doesn't matter. I know what to do. When I start bulking, trying to build strength, I will be tracking my workouts for sure. It's not optimal not to at that point. It's less
but
optimal.
Optimal is predicated on everything else you're doing.
Yes. Yes.
And this is a good metaphor. What's optimal with $100,000 in the bank is completely different than what's optimal with $5,000 in the bank.
For sure.
And that's why everything is contextual and circumstantial. So when he asked, are you rhyming or rapping or spitting fire, whatever you guys say.
Hot fire, thank you.
Hot fire. Of course you're not going to be rapping right now. We have big goals to achieve now that need our focus. And you're not going to rap on the side unless you're an actual rapper. And people think to themselves, well, I have a client I was on with earlier, and he's like, dude, I think I got to give up guitar lessons. And I said, honestly, I've been trying to get you to do that for 6 months. Now, that sounds hardcore. That sounds sucky. And the truth is, it is. And if your goals are achievable with guitar 3 times a week or 3 times a month, then that's fine. But this person's goals are not. And he just went to Texas and he met one of his heroes, and he saw how his hero operates it, and he met his girlfriend, and his girlfriend basically said all he does is work like 10 hours a day, every day. And he's a very famous YouTuber, the hero. And this person wants those goals. He wants to achieve that level of success. And I said, the truth is, if you want to achieve that level, because he's one of the most successful YouTubers in the fitness space, he works 10-hour days, 6 days a week, you're going to have to give up guitar potentially. I said, does that suck? Yes. You either lower your goals, and then you can play guitar as much as you want. In this analogy, you either lower your goals, Kev, and you can rap as much as you want, or you stick to the train tracks that you've built towards your goals. And that's the part of sacrifice. We have these 5 S's of success. The first one is sacrifice, then it's struggle, then it's suffer, then it's success, and then the 5th one Kev came up with is sustain.
That's right.
And he said that's the one that no one knows about. Is
Nobody talks about
once
it.
you achieve success, that's great, but now you have to sustain it. It's like when you get your dream car, now you have to sustain that payment every month.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. Hello, 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 NLU listener. Thank you, as always, for listening to Next Level University. Real quick, I just want to jump in and let you know about the Next Level Dreamliner. This is a journal that I use every single day. Achieve your dreams 90 days at a time. It breaks down your dreams into goals, milestones, and daily habits. We hope you enjoy it. The link will be in the show notes.
I also said this to him. I said, this is the interesting thing for me. I'm spending a good amount of time with Taryn. I've gone to the gym 27 out of the last 30 days and worked out.
Nice.
I'm tracking all my calories. Everything's great there. It's not like I'm miserable. I'm still fulfilled. I just don't get to do some of the ancillary outer ring stuff that I'd like to. It's not like...
What would you say to someone who disagrees with that?
What are they disagreeing with?
They say, well, life is about living life. Why aren't you living your life? If you want to rap, why don't you rap?
Because it's not as important to me as the other things I'm doing. If I could rap, 100, yeah, I could say to Taryn tomorrow, hey, babe, instead of spending an hour with you, I'm going to rap. I can do that, for sure.
Okay, so why don't you? And again, I'm only...
Yeah, no, you're good.
I think this is the trade-off that we all have to... I'm with you on this.
Quality time with Taryn is more important to me right now.
Yeah. Yep.
That's it.
All this comes down to is what's the most important priority, yeah.
Yeah, that's all it is. It's not... I'm deciding.
Not a priority right now.
I'm decided. There are just other things that are more important to me. When it's the holiday season, I love Christmas. I absolutely love Christmas. It's my favorite holiday by far. It brings back all the childhood memories. I love it. Lights. I love lights. I have a weird light fetish, not sexually, but you look at the studio. We have lights. I have lights on the back of the TV. I love lights for some reason. I don't know what it is. So when the Christmas tree's up and there's lights, I love it. I'll prioritize things a little bit differently around Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. There'll be holiday parties with the family and stuff that in the summer there's not. I didn't go celebrate the 4th of July. Taryn went away with her family. I didn't go. I stayed here and worked. I don't really care about summer that much. I do care about Christmas, so the priorities might be a little bit different there. So I do. I think it's that. It's a question of what are you prioritize the most? What do you prioritize the most? And what are you prioritizing the most? What do you actually in reality prioritize? And right now in this moment, what are you prioritizing?
The client I mentioned earlier, always keep it anonymous. Picture one of the most successful YouTubers in the fitness space. He went to his place and there was the whole community went. It was this whole thing. And I'm coaching this person. I've been coaching him for years. And I said, okay, so you want that same level of success. That's great. I think that's awesome. You're inspired by him. That's awesome. You met him. You met his girlfriend. You went to his place. It's all awesome. What did you notice about him when you were in person? Every time I've met a mentor or someone, and maybe this is a me thing, I think it probably is, I do study human beings, and I'm always looking for what made them successful. Always. What's the thing about Kevin that, and I'll give you one. You being in the cold instead of in the heat that time outside the gym, that's a tell. That's a tell. You're willing to suffer for almost no reason. That is one of the reasons you've gotten here.
Fair.
Okay. So I'm always looking for the little distinctions. I said, what's the thing that you noticed about him being around him that you never would have thought? He said, the dude never loses focus. He's so focused on getting his big rocks done. And YouTube's his main thing. He never misses recording. That's what he said. Well, there's the tell. And if you want rap to be your thing, you better make a rap right now. But you're the podcast guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you can rap ancillarily, I think is the word that you used. I don't know if that's a word.
What is it?
Ancillarily?
I think it's
ancillary.
Ancillary, but I don't know if it's ancillary. I don't even know what it means. I'm kind of like, I'm confident taking shots now because you said, do you know what in a vacuum means? And I pretty much did, even though I never looked it up. I think ancillary means disconnected from. I'll look it up.
We've got it.
No, I'll look it up. You're on a monologue. You do monologue. I'll do Google.
Well, one of the things that I think, and again, maybe this is the takeaway from all this. What season are you in, and what's your most important priority in this season? And then another question we can all ask ourselves is, what should the most important priority be in this season? It's almost like everyone needs to have a most important priority in their lifetime while simultaneously having different priorities within each season. It's sort of like that.
Yeah.
So right now, you regret not having fitness be a priority. You mentioned that on other episodes. That should never not be at least in the top 5. So for me, self-improvement is number 1. Number 2 is fitness. Number 3 is business. Those are always going to be the top priorities for me. And within those, there's other priorities. So for example, coaching, training, and podcasting is the main 3 underneath business. And so instead of trying to be great at everything, we all can kind of focus on, based on this season, what needs to be the focus. For some of you, it's going to be spend less, earn more, focus on finances. For some of you, it's going to be fitness. For some of you, it's going to be your relationship. Maybe you just met someone new. Just don't let that one area climb, and then neglect the ones around it too long to where they crumble.
There's always going to be at least the same 5 menu items, but they have seasonal ones. The Big Mac's not going anywhere, but the whatever, crispy, spicy McChicken, bacon, BLT, whatever, that only comes around every so often. That's kind of how I think of it. There are certain things in your life that will always...
Everything is
so hungry. I get so hungry. There will always be some stuff that is always on the menu. It's always on the calendar. It has to be. And then there are some things that you'll be able to switch in and out. Oh, I'm going to rap. Or I'm going to... I don't have anything else really that I do other than those things. But ancillary.
Jiu-jitsu, there was a season for that.
Yeah, but that was more... When we changed our schedules, it didn't make sense to pay $160 to go.
No, I know. I'm just saying that was a season.
Yeah, that's fair. All right. Ancillary. Subordinate, secondary, subsidiary, or auxiliary, assisting. Something that serves in an ancillary capacity. So yeah, it's in connection to. Downloadable ancillaries to the basic book, such as videos and worksheets, are on our website.
Yeah, so the book is the main thing, but there are these other things that come
I think
with it.
I use that potentially correct.
Yeah, you did. And you've
Am
been
I
using
the
it
guy?
for 7 years. You've been using it for a long time.
You've never heard me say that word.
I've heard you say that for sure.
When have you heard me say that
I've
word?
talked to you more than any human on this planet.
How many times have I said ancillary? Have I really said that before?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yep.
I am maybe somewhat of an English language whiz.
I always
would say.
enjoyed it. I like a good vocabulary. That's actually the only, and again, for anyone who likes the movie Pride and Prejudice, please don't villainize me. I thought that movie was garbage, but the vocabulary in it was awesome.
The vernacular.
The vernacular, yes. Big fan. They use so many good words. They are, yeah, way more articulate.
Well,
than I.
It's something that you and I can aspire to. And by you and I mean you, because I'm there, baby.
Ancillary.
My vernacular is just stupendous and tremendous. Some of the best you've ever heard. Just witty and wisdomatic. Okay. I don't know what's happening. I'm in a weird mood today. I think somebody spiked
Was
my
that
drink.
some rap right there?
That was not the rap, no. I can't.
Someone spiked your drink.
I think one of my cats spiked my drink because I'm home alone and my wife hasn't been home in 4 days, so I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
Maybe it was you. Sleepwalk to the...
Whoa, whoops. Sprinkling them. Whoop. I hope this doesn't do anything. Whoops. All right. If you have not yet subscribed and you're looking to get to the next level a little bit every single day, please subscribe on whatever platform you are listening to us on or viewing. And if you are looking to get to the next level and you're looking for accountability, you're looking for extra awareness, and you're looking for a reliable coach who can help get you there every single day in every single way, Alan Lazarus is the man, the myth, the legend that can help you with that. If I look remotely successful to you in any way, it's mostly because of Alan. Yes, I've done a lot of hard work, but Alan has been the strategic mastermind behind all that. So imagine what he can help you with if he was able to turn my life around in the ways that he has. I wasn't exactly a great place to start.
You were
the
coachable.
Coaching practice.
You were definitely coachable.
I appreciate that. So if you're coachable,
humility,
and you're looking
work
for a coach,
ethic, and coachability.
I
Yeah.
appreciate that. If you're coachable, looking for a coach, Alan can help you tremendously. As always, we love you. We appreciate you. Grateful for each and every one of you. And at NLU, we don't have fans. We have family. We'll talk to you all tomorrow.
Please reach out.